Thought about starting a snail farm? It might sound unusual, but snail farming, also known as heliciculture, is a venture that's gaining traction around the globe. At its core, snail farming is the process of raising land snails specifically for human use. These uses can range from gastronomy and cosmetics to even pet trade. Now, why might one consider this venture? For starters, the startup costs for a snail farm can be surprisingly low. In addition, there's a high demand for snails in various industries, which makes this a potentially profitable business. Another benefit is the flexibility of scale. Whether you have a sprawling estate or just a small patch of green, you can start a snail farm. Snail farming could be your ticket to a sustainable and profitable venture. Intrigued? Stay tuned as we delve into the fascinating world of snail farming. Before diving in, let's understand some basics about snails and their needs. When it comes to snail farming, the type of snails you choose is of paramount importance. The giant African land snail, or Achatina achatina, is a popular choice due to its size and rapid breeding rate. Another suitable option is the Helix aspersa, or the common garden snail, known for its adaptability and desirable taste. Now let's explore the basic needs of these little critters. Snails are simple creatures, but they require certain elements to thrive. They're quite the foodies, you see, enjoying a diet rich in fresh fruits, vegetables, and calcium for shell development. A lack of calcium can lead to shell deterioration, so it's vital to include calcium-rich food in their diet. Climate is another crucial factor to consider. Snails are most active in humid environments, with a temperature range between 15 and 25 degrees Celsius being optimal. They're not fans of extreme weather, so maintaining a constant, moderate temperature is key. Next, let's talk about the snail life cycle. It begins with the snail as an egg, which hatches into a juvenile snail after about 2 weeks. The juvenile snail then grows into an adult over the course of several months. Adult snails are hermaphrodites, meaning each snail has both male and female reproductive organs. This allows them to lay up to 1,000 eggs per year, making them prolific breeders. In terms of their lifespan, snails can live for up to 10 years, although 3 to 5 years is more common in farming environments. This, coupled with their high reproduction rate, makes snails a sustainable choice for farming. But remember, snail farming isn't just about rearing snails. It's also about understanding them, their needs, their habits, and their life cycle. It's about creating an environment where they can thrive and multiply, providing a sustainable source of income for you. With the basics in place, it's time to start setting up your snail farm. Scene script. Setting up a snail farm might seem daunting, but in reality it's quite straightforward. Imagine you're on an adventure and your objective is to build a snail empire. The first thing you need to do is find the perfect location. This is crucial because snails are sensitive creatures that need the right environment to thrive. A place with a balanced mix of sunlight and shade, away from harsh winds and floods, will be your snail paradise. Rich, well-drained soil is also a must-have for your snails to burrow and lay their eggs. Now let's get down to the groundwork. Literally, your soil must be prepared adequately. Start by clearing the land of any debris or harmful substances that might harm your snails. Then till the soil to loosen it up, making it easier for your snails to move around and burrow. You might want to consider adding organic compost or manure to enrich the soil and make it more snail-friendly. Next comes the construction of snail pens or houses. These are the snails' homes, and they need to be comfortable and safe. The design can be as simple or complex as you like, but they should provide enough space for the snails to move around freely and have areas for feeding, breeding, and laying eggs. You can use materials like wood, wire mesh, or even concrete for the pens. Just remember to provide a cover to protect the snails from predators and harsh weather. Last but not least, it's time to bring in the stars of the show, the snails. You can purchase them from a reliable supplier or collect them from the wild if it's legal in your area. It's important to choose healthy snails to ensure a successful farming operation. Look for active, alert snails with a good appetite, and there you have it. You've just set up your very own snail farm. It might seem like a lot of work, but remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. Take it step by step, and before you know it, you'll be the proud owner of a thriving snail farm. With your snail farm set up, it's time to delve into the daily operations. Running a snail farm involves some daily tasks to ensure the health and productivity of your snails. Let's start with the morning routine. As the sun rises, your first task is to feed your snails. Now, snails are not picky eaters. They enjoy a variety of foods from fruits and vegetables to grains. However, providing a balanced diet is essential for their growth and shell development, so mix it up, give them a banquet of apples, carrots, lettuce, and occasionally a sprinkle of calcium supplement to keep their shells strong and glossy. Once the breakfast is served, it's time to clean their pens. Snails may be slow, but they're quite the messy eaters. Clear away any leftover food and droppings. A clean environment minimizes the risk of disease and keeps your snails happy and healthy. While cleaning, make it a point to check your snails for any signs of illness. Snails are generally robust creatures, but they can fall prey to bacteria or parasites. Look for changes in their eating habits, discolored or damaged shells, and unusual behavior. Catching a potential issue early can save your entire snail population. Now let's talk about maintaining the right conditions in the pens. Snails are creatures of comfort. They thrive in cool, humid environments. So keep an eye on the temperature and humidity levels. If it gets too hot, your snails may retreat into their shells and go into a state of hibernation, slowing down their growth. On the other hand, if it's too dry, they can dehydrate and die. So ensure there's always a fresh supply of water available, and there you have it, a day in the life of a snail farmer. It may seem like a lot of work, but it's a labor of love. And remember, healthy snails mean a thriving snail farm. With your daily operations running smoothly, let's look at the final step, marketing and selling your snails. Once your snails are ready for sale, it's time to market your product and find buyers. Now this is where your business acumen comes into play. You've raised a batch of healthy, plump snails, and they're ready to go to market. But where do you start? Firstly, consider direct sales. Restaurants and gourmet stores are always on the lookout for fresh, quality ingredients. And let's face it, nothing screams gourmet quite like escargot. Make a list of potential establishments in your area and schedule meetings with the chefs or store managers. Don't forget to bring samples of your product. Remember, taste is king in the culinary world. Next, let's delve into the digital realm. Online marketing is an incredibly powerful tool for small businesses. Set up a website showcasing your farm, your methods, and most importantly, your snails. Use social media to reach a wider audience. Post engaging content like behind the scenes looks at your farm or fun snail facts. And why not consider setting up an online store? With more and more people shopping online, it's never been easier to reach customers far and wide. Finally, consider participating in farmers markets. These events are fantastic opportunities to meet customers face to face, and there's nothing quite like a personal touch to win over a potential buyer. Plus, farmers markets are often frequented by food lovers and chefs scouting for the next big ingredient. So don't shy away from showcasing your snails. Remember, marketing is all about creating a story around your product. For snails, it might be about the slow, careful farming process that ensures quality, or it might be about the gourmet possibilities they offer. Whatever your story, make sure it's one that resonates with your audience. And there you have it, a comprehensive guide to starting your own snail farm. Marketing and selling your snails might seem daunting at first, but with a bit of creativity and a dash of business savvy, you'll have customers lining up in no time. Happy farming! Starting a snail farm might seem like an unusual venture, but it's an interesting and potentially profitable one. We've journeyed through the fascinating world of snail farming, from understanding the basics, setting up your very own snail farm, to daily operations and even marketing and selling your snails. The benefits are clear. It's low cost, eco-friendly, and snails are in high demand for their nutritional and cosmetic value. It's a venture that's as unique as it is lucrative. But remember, it's not just about profit. It's about embarking on a journey of learning and discovery, about cultivating patience and appreciation for these small but mighty creatures. And most importantly, it's about taking that first step, no matter how daunting it might seem. So are you ready to start your snail farming adventure? Remember, every great journey begins with a single step.
Turn on your notification so that anytime we release content, you'll be one of the first set of people to be notified.
Keep making money. See you at the top.